Let's go. It's been a minute. Welcome back to another episode of Forging Better Humans podcast. We are going to be talking about one of the quotes that we put on the wall this week for the month of December. This is something that we do periodically here at Iron Legion. I'll grab something. It's not always me. Sometimes I'll write a quote. Other times I'll see something cool on Instagram or I'll see something relatable out there in the world and I'll grab it and I'll throw it up. And I think it's really good for the community to kind of just dwell on it during the month while they're training. And this is no exception. December is one of those kind of months where, distraction just really starts creeping in on people that are training. I've been seeing it. We've been in this business now for almost 14 years, and December is a pretty rough month. Usually starts in November when all the holiday distractions starts kind of dropping into place. People start prioritizing, vacation. They start looking at time off with kids. They've got, budget constraints with Christmas coming up. They have a lot of different things that are happening. And, we end up with a lot of erosion, right? So we'll see members drop off. Sometimes we see, pauses put on memberships. We see a lot of quits. But more often than not, what we see most of the time here at Iron Legion is people the attendance is just low. And then at the end of the year, January, they pick back up and they're coming in. That's kind of what I want to talk about today. And this quote that we put up on the wall is pretty important. And it relates to this very well. But what I want to dig into first is just kind of reminding people, what you're doing here pays so many dividends. So anytime that we're looking at distraction, if we think of where we were when we first signed up, life is in disarray, things all over the place. My body fat's out of control. I don't feel mobile. I'm not comfortable. I'm not sleeping well. Different things like that because my life is kind of in chaos, right? Then you get here to a place like this, a training facility like Iron Legion. You lock in and you start getting consistent. You're showing up every single day. You're putting in your hour of work. You're dedicating time to yourself. You're prioritizing yourself and not realizing that in doing so, the secondary result of that is that your life just outside of the gym literally just starts to get a little bit better, right? Day by day, it gets better. It feels a little bit more like you have more of a grasp on it. You have more control. Your schedules get hit a little bit better. You're able to manage the kids a little bit better. You feel better at home with your relationship with your spouse. Your work relationships are starting to feel better because you have a place that you can go for an hour for you. And it's no exception during December, right? So December, even though we have all these distractions, what I would recommend during a distracting month like these holiday months that we have right now is kind of doubling down, right? Making sure that you at least get that 1 hour a day just for yourself. That 1 hour a day for yourself is crucial as to how you're going to set up the rest of your days. Let's say you do have a chaotic day of shuttling kids around. Kids are off to school. You got a wild schedule. You got family coming into town. Man, imagine if you had 1 hour to yourself where you could actually just spend some time training. You get in here, you're blowing off some steam, you're blowing off some frustration. Think about how that's going to pay out. You already know how it feels because you do it throughout the year. And it just seems odd to me that when right around December, the most chaotic time of the year, we decide to hang that up for a minute and not go in. And then when I see you again in January, it's like your fucking hair's all messed up. Your eyes are fucking wild. And it's just like, oh man, you look rough. What have you been through? It's like, dude, fucking Christmas, bro. And it's a little bit humorous on one side, but you're slipping down the mountain, right? We did a podcast not too long ago about Sisyphus pushing the boulder up the hill. The boulder doesn't stay halfway up the hill, guys. When you take these pauses at the gym, even though life is chaotic, when you come back, that boulder slips further down. So we got to kind of start back over. We put on a little bit more body fat, right? We've lost some mobility. Maybe we got some aches and pains. We've lost some control in our schedules and in our lives. So we want to avoid that at all costs, right? And I feel like a lot of times clients and members get to the point where they like to almost point a finger at a coach. Like, this program isn't working great for me. It's the end of the year, and here's where we're shifting, guys. It's the end of the year. This isn't really working for me. And no. I would say no. I would say let's take a deep breath on that and look at the responsibility on both sides of this, right? So there's a coaching side of this, but there's also a commitment side to it, guys. You guys are committing to a program, and outside of the gym, we should be committing as well. So this is kind of where we get into the actual quote. This quote is from BRM Condition Code that I found on Instagram. If you want to look it up, you can. I have a small snippet on the chalkboard, but I'll go through the whole piece here. When you hire a coach, and at Iron Legion, you're hiring a coach. We do small group training. We do personal training. We have open gym as well, but small group training and personal training. What you're doing essentially when you sign up at Iron Legion is you're getting a coach. That's how we train here. That's what makes us different than like a Globo gym, like a Gold's Gym or a Planet Fitness, right? We're a training facility. So you've always got a coach with you here. So when you hire a coach, you're not hiring a babysitter. You're hiring somebody to guide you to your goal, not to do it for you. Your coach can give you the plan, accountability, and they can make adjustments. And we do that with you guys every single day here. But they can't give you the discipline, consistency, and commitment needed to get to your goal. That is on you. That is on you 100%. Now, I will do the best that we can to make sure that the workouts are going to be in line with where you want to go. I'll make them exciting and challenging for you, different things like that. But I can't drag you to the well and make you drink the water. That shit's on you. It's on you to train hard. This is the quote we have on the chalkboard if we start here. It's on you to train hard, stick to your diet, check in on time, communicate struggles, ask questions. The athletes here at Iron Legion, and the quote doesn't say that obviously, but the athletes succeeding with their coaches, they've taken ownership of that process. The best coach can't out-prep a lazy client. I have athletes here that double down, especially during this time of year, because they know that the distraction's higher. They know that it's going to be harder to stay engaged, so they're coming to the gym more, right? They're seeing more success. They're doubling down on their nutrition during times like this. They're communicating with their coaches, hey, I'm struggling with these types of things. And even throughout the year, some of my best members and my best athletes, it's an over communication, right? These guys are coming in and they're telling us, hey, I'm dealing with this in my life. How should I approach this workout? I'm having trouble with this particular diet that I'm working on or my nutrition plan that I'm dealing with. What can I do to fix this? And we work with them on that, right? And those guys see the most success. There are a handful of people in here that are just absolutely killing it, but they're crossing the T's and dotting the I's every single day. They're showing up, they're training hard, they're pushing themselves and they're challenging themselves all the time, sticking to their diet, communicating and asking questions. So this is a really good quote. I really love the way that this is written out. I think that it has a lot of pertinence to this time of year. Remember, guys, it's on you. You guys started this journey with us. We're here to help you 100% of the way, and we will be. We're right here. And I understand there's always going to be things that get in the way as long as we get back in here. I've done a podcast about 52 Mondays a year. There's 52 Mondays a year. You get a little bit of a snafu during a week. Let's get started back on the next Monday. Let's get back to rocking and rolling. I want to see you guys try to stay a little bit more consistent during December. And it doesn't just, this podcast isn't obviously just for my members. This goes for anybody out there, right? If you're struggling this time of year and it feels like your life is just spiraling out of control again, did you potentially put the one thing that was keeping you on schedule and on task? And did you put that aside and you deprioritize that during the most distracting time of the year? That probably wasn't a good idea. You might want to re-engage that, put that back into your schedule. That way you have that hour to yourself. That way you are showing up and staying committed. And those types of things subconsciously make you feel better. They make you feel more confident, more controlled, so that when you're out there in the world on that day-to-day life and that day-to-day journey, especially during the holidays, you're going to be standing tall, you're going to feel in control, and it's not going to feel like a fucking whirlwind's hitting you every single day. So I recommend, maybe you can't hit every single day, guys, during these holiday seasons, and I get that. But try to hit as many as you can, man. Get in the gym, wherever your gym is, wherever your training facility's at. And if you're here at Iron Legion, you know we want you back in here every single day. This is not a pay for a t-shirt and don't show up type gym. This is a place where we actually want you here. The coaches and the staff want to make sure that you're going to get where you're going. And this quote is cool, man. So if you follow our Instagram page, you'll see it on there. And there we should have tagged the actual the page itself, which you can go check that out as well. But it's a really cool quote. Great breakdown. Kirsten Cox was one of the girls that brought that up. She tagged us in that, and it was a really cool one, so we broke that out and showed it to you. I hope you find some relevance in that, and I hope you find some relevance in this podcast. I know this time of year is crazy, But stay engaged, stay locked in. It's worth it. There's so much value in you coming into a place like this and spending that time for you. It pays dividends in your family, your job, your life, and your community, guys. Keep it up. Keep training hard. And we're going to try to keep these podcasts coming and rolling pretty well. We're going to start bringing in some guests. We have a syndicate list on our website right now with a lot of really cool people that are helping us out. And we have podcasts scheduled with those guys throughout the next couple of weeks. So start looking forward to those. We're going to have interviews with different people. So a lot of cool shit coming up. Stick it out, man. December's going to be cool. And right around the corner is January, where we all have the best time of year, right? So we all get to re-engage, new year, new us, and just have a lot of fun with the next year of 2026. Look forward to doing it with you. Iron Legion out. Good? Fucking fire.